Well, greetings, YouTube model people. How is it going? Okay, coming at you here with another episode. This is my episode number 9. So my 9th week in a row for, of course, this lovely series, awesome series, cool series, created by Paul over at Left Coast Model Car Builds, Left Coast Model Car Builds here on YouTube. And of course, this is Sunday morning model cars and coffee. And let me take a sip of beverage here and we'll get rolling. Nice and hot. I got back to winter here again, folks. Chilly, rainy, and damp. Ugh, nasty. This week's mug is actually basically almost a brand new one. Impulse buy. I have a lovely, awesome, cool neighborhood mom-pop pharmacy right 5 minutes down the road in the center of town where I live here. And they have all kinds of unique items. And they have some really cool mugs too. So I decided to pick this one up. I thought it was neat. Nice cabin in the woods here on either a lake, most likely a lake, or a river with a canoe sitting out front. So how cool is that? So yeah, impulse buy. But again, I live in an outdoorsy kind of area, believe it or not. There's 17,000 undeveloped acres in my town. 17,000 undeveloped acres. And it's a township. The second biggest in New Jersey. This township where I live is 80 square miles. So it's pretty big. Anyway, all that aside, we said last week we were going to cover a model that we put off for a week. This is the one we're going to be looking at, talking about, whatever you want to say. It's not technically a model car. It's a model van, but you know, you get the point, right? So here we go. Let's get to it. All right, so here we are, folks. So as we say, this is a vehicle that many of you may recognize immediately if you're familiar with the movie The Cannonball Run, the first one. This is what that kit was based on. MPC did a series of at least 3 kits. I don't know if there was any others, but maybe you guys in the comments can let me know if you're aware if there is another one. But anyway, from the famous movie, The Cannonball Run, this is of course, the ambulance that the Dom DeLuise and Burt Reynolds character drove as medics. And there's also the Lamborghini Countach with the 2 very nice women who drive that, right? Then there's the Hawaiian Tropic car that Terry Bradshaw, and I always forget the other guy's name, funny dude, comedian guy, who drove in that Hawaiian Tropic. Now I have all of those kits. I built this one. I built the Countach, and I haven't built the Hawaiian Tropic one. And those are the only 3 I'm aware of that are in the series for the Cannonball Run movie. If I'm wrong, please do comment below. The other trick is, though, and you're going to see in the next couple weeks, I did build 2 other vehicles to basically to go along with it. You know, they kind of fit in with it, even though they're not officially part of the series. They are the same type of car that were in the movie. So those are going to be the next 2 weeks. We're going to cover those 2 cars. Although I may have a pause because we have Easter Sunday coming up next weekend, a week from today. So anyway, yeah. So the interesting thing about this kit, I mean, again, it was built back, again, I know I keep saying this, but I built a lot of the things back then, the early 2000s. So it represents that skill set. Couple real quick things that I did wrong was, as you can tell, this bright orange paint, right? Did a good job with the paint overall. I was proud with the interior here, this tan, brown, orangey kind of tone interior, because that's pretty close to what it is in the movie. Maybe just a little darker than what the one in the movie is, but it's pretty close. The problem is with that orange paint is any kind of white is going to be really tough to get on there. I did a good job with the white paint, getting that in the middle there, a good separation line with the masking, but obviously there's bleed through on the white with the decals because they are thin, and obviously it really shows up on the stripe. I did have a little issue here with this decal, obviously, getting on there nice and smooth. So, you know, again, not perfect, but, you know, a good build for me at the time. Ton of fun. Here's the front. Basically, I brought it to a few model shows and stuff like that. But the interesting thing about this was I bought this kit. I remember this very vividly. Or vividly. I don't seem to be able to talk very well today, guys. Sorry about that. Anyway, I remember it very well. It was at the NNL East. I think it was the first one that I attended. I believe that was in 2001 also, along with the other show that I went to. And at the time, it was the most I ever spent on a single model kit, which seems silly now, but I'm pretty positive it was $30. If it wasn't $30, it was $35. So how funny is that? Because, you know, obviously I've spent, you know, way more than that going forward here in the model hobby. Got really into it, and, you know, I don't even know how much the most expensive kit I ever bought is, but certainly the most expensive projects I've ever done are dioramas. Those go into, you know, $200-300 plus for a diorama. So before I go on and just jibber jabber too much here, just wanted to again thank Paul for the series, and yeah, this is my 9th episode entry here. The famous Burt Reynolds, Dom DeLuise ambulance from the first movie, the first Cannonball Run movie. All right, that's it. Cheers.